Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn, and today's article comes from NBCnews.com. It's titled, White Woman Dubbed Golf Cart Gale Calls Police on Black Father at Soccer Game. Now, just the fact that they told us she's a white woman and he's a black father tell us that their race is extremely important in this story.
I'm guessing it's not her dad, but it could be.
It could, yeah.
Maybe the media is just trying to word this in a way to get me upset at first, like
about her having a black father.
Yeah,
interracial
like she
relationships.
Called the cops on her black father.
They're trying to get people upset about interracial relationships. No, but there's absolutely no reason to say white and black, unless there is. I'm not. I didn't read it yet, so that they could be totally justified in explaining that to me.
Their justification is, let's create racial tension through our headlines.
Racial tension gets clicks. I started filming because she would not leave the father alone, said a woman who recorded the encounter. There was no reason for her to call the cops. Yeah, see, you know what this woman's first mistake was?
She doesn't work out regularly and she's sad.
You know what her second mistake was?
What?
Calling the cops on someone who's a different race than her.
Yeah,
that's literally racism.
She's sitting on her soapbox with wheels, spouting off her opinions to the neighborhood.
An attendant at a teen soccer game in Florida over the weekend called police on a father who instructed his son from the sidelines in what many are saying is the latest example of a white person dialing 911 on a black person who had done nothing wrong. Ginger Williams, who was watching the game, posted photos of the incident to Facebook on Sunday with the heading, "Soccer While Black." She said a woman in a golf cart at the game in St. Johns County told a black father that harassment won't be tolerated, even though he had been directing his son to listen to the referee. So this was, so far, the guy was yelling at his son, and this woman maybe mistook it for him yelling onto the field and said, basically, hey, stop,
Right.
She
this
thought
is verbal abuse, and he's like, this is how I motivate my son. He's going to be in the pros.
Yeah, exactly.
You think that they're going to be as easy as I am on him when he's in high school?
But from this paragraph right here, there's no race involved.
They're like, so far the title was like, ooh, it's black people versus white people.
Yeah.
Let's read it.
Chuck Mulligan, a spokesman for the St. Johns County Sheriff's Department, said the woman who called police, being dubbed Golf Cart Gale, is a field marshal. What's a field marshal?
That's someone who gets to ride around in a golf cart and, kind of put things in check.
Yeah. Okay, that's why she had a golf cart, 'cause she's in charge.
Yeah.
So she was saying, stop yelling at the... And he said, this is how I motivate my son.
It's a soccer game. People are going to be yelling, especially parents that want their kids to go to the pros.
Yeah, but maybe they said, please don't yell. And he said, I don't care what you have to say. I'm black, you're white, you can't call the cops on me.
This is positive motivation, in my opinion.
Yeah. Father informed the marshal that he was only speaking to his son and not the referee, which is not allowed. But Golf Cart Gale just would not let this go. Huh?
Wait. He can't say?
You're not allowed to yell at the referee. If the referee makes a call that you don't agree with, the rule says parents cannot.
Wait. She's only the field marshal of the little sports field.
Yeah.
She's not like the ref of the game.
No.
Yeah, the ref of the game is the one who.
No. You're misunderstanding it, man.
Okay.
The dude was yelling at his son.
Right.
She thought he was yelling at the referee, which is against the rules.
You. Yeah. Okay.
And he said, "No, I'm just yelling at my son." And she said, "Well, don't yell at anyone." And he said,
Right.
This is because I'm black.
Right.
Or this is what ABC or NBC News is saying. The father, whose identity has not been revealed, began to leave in an effort to defuse the situation, Williams said, but the woman in the golf cart still called police, saying she no longer felt safe with his threatening behavior. Okay, so are you not allowed to call the police on someone of a different race if there's threatening behavior? And I'm not saying he was being threatening, but she could perceive it in any way she wants.
Right. And in his defense, we really don't know what he was saying to her or his son. He could have been cursing, we don't know, yelling at the top of his lungs.
How are you going to drop it? How are you going to drop it? You idiot. You're going to hear from me when you get home. No, I doubt he was saying that.
I doubt it.
If you don't score, you're grounded. So sounds like a bunch of BS. They got into an argument. She called the police. No big deal. Soccer while black. Turned it into a race issue.
Yeah. He looks like a nice guy in his defense.
It's funny. This article actually creates racism.
Right. It makes me hate the lady that was driving the golf cart. I mean, that's... Why? I don't know. I'm just like...
I mean, she seems like a stuck-up old...
it's only because she has the golf cart. It's like, you already have a golf cart. Do you have to really ride around and get in everyone's business? You clearly already have your business taken care of.
The real issue is shaming people for calling 911. That's basically what they're doing. You should be allowed to call 911 for whatever reason you want. If the person you're calling 911 on is a different race than you, it shouldn't matter. You should be allowed to do that.
I think people are just letting these 911 calls fly very loosely nowadays. You should really only call them if you're in a dangerous situation where you can't defend yourself.
But I'm saying she might have seen that as a dangerous situation. I just got into a fight with a big man.
Yeah. To me, it's like she created the situation by getting in the guy's face.
But she thought he was breaking a rule, and he may have been breaking a rule. Maybe. For all we know, he was yelling at the referee, and he was making an excuse saying, I was just yelling at my son. I just called my son ref. What's the big deal? And she's like, that's not going to fly. I'm not stupid. Anyway, Maria Morales Walther filmed the encounter in which the father tells the field marshal, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to my son, and I still get this from you. What? Morales Walther said when deputies arrived, the woman told them that the father was being aggressive and coming at her. But in my video, that was the most aggression he showed. Okay, so she misinterpreted the situation. That's not... she seems like an asshole, but we don't know what actually happened.
Right.
He could have been yelling profanities at the referee.
Right. He could have told her, "You're nothing but a stupid idiot in a golf cart."
Yeah. So regardless of what the video shows, it doesn't mean she. What you're afraid. What scares you is different for what scares someone else.
Right.
Yeah. I started filming because she would not leave the father alone. Morales Walter told NBC News. There was no reason for her to call the cops, she said, adding that the woman had not identified herself as a field attendant of any kind. Another video shot by Ginger Williams shows two St. Johns County deputies arrive at the game. The father explained to one of them that he did nothing wrong. I was talking to my son, no one else. Listen, I play by the rules. I know how sports are, the father says. And maybe he was telling the truth, but... I don't understand why this woman felt the need to call the cops on this man, Williams can be heard saying. And in the video, as she films, the officer tells her that anybody can call the police at any time for any reason. We'll respond. Yeah. It's normal.
Right.
Williams wrote in her Facebook post that the field marshal had not called police on a parent who had been ejected from this game due to his disturbance. Williams wrote in her that the field marshal had not called the police on a parent.
So they're saying that the police were not called because of a normal complaint. They were called because of some ridiculous opinion of some whack job.
Gary Esom, president of the Pont Vedra Athletic Association, the athletic association the field marshal works for, said in a statement, the authorities were not called solely for this particular incident, but as a result of a culmination of several immediate prior incidents at the game.
These games must be really intense that these people are playing. And, I mean, there is emotion, I can tell, at these games that they're going to.
Those incidents included a parent being kicked out of the game for being verbally abusive to the teenage referees, and another parent getting scolded for cursing in the stands. Yeah, they're trying to twist this into a racial issue. Trying hard, and it's a bunch of stupid parents getting into a fight at a,
Yeah, like
it's a bunch of
whose kid's going to be like, the FIFA star.
It's some small town that nobody gives a shit about.
Right.
I have parents that are out of control and need to be removed from a youth soccer game. The field marshal can be heard in audio from the 911 call telling a dispatcher. Oh, but the other parents weren't black, so they're not the story. We're only focusing on the black guy.
Right.
Right.
So
there are 3 parents were kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was black, so that's national news.
Right.
Wow. Anyway, Esom said if game attendees behave badly after warning, staff is left with no choice but to call law enforcement. That is an extreme circumstance which seldom occurs, but that is exactly what happened in this situation, he added. Our team acted appropriately to protect the children. The deputy eventually told the father that he had no reason to detain him, to which the field marshal responds, "Good, I didn't want anything like that done." Mulligan, the spokesman for the sheriff's department, said the department gets about 40 disturbance calls a day and is obligated to respond. He said the officers spoke with those remaining at the game and found there was no crime whatsoever. The situation was one of 3 in a week in which white people have been recorded and shamed on social media for calling police or claiming to call police on black people who are going about their daily routines. That guy was yelling onto the field. How is that a daily routine?
Because everyone yells at their kids on the field.
No,
be the best.
But she called the police. Yeah, so this is obviously biased. You agree, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
how come we didn't hear the story of the other people that were kicked out?
Right.
They only told, they only want to show us the one story that might outrage us.
Right.
Yeah, too bad we don't believe them because NBC is fake news. Where was I? Last Wednesday?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, a woman in New York City said she was calling police after accusing a 9-year-old of grabbing her backside. Surveillance footage showed he hadn't. No, the video actually showed he had. Well, he hadn't grabbed it, but he touched it.
He brushed against it because his backpack was sticking out so far he couldn't even see where it was because he's trying to do his homework.
And on Friday, a black man filmed as a white woman tried to block him from getting into his apartment building because she didn't believe he lived there. He said officers showed up to his apartment after he proved to her that he did.
Another rental situation where the person can't prove they live there because they don't own it.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
You know that the kid with the backpack did touch the lady's ass, right?
I mean, his backpack touched her, but he didn't mean
to. No, whether he meant to or not, if you touch someone's butt, you shouldn't shame the woman for being upset about it.
The kid's just a little kid. I mean, the last thing he wants to do is going touching butts all day.
You don't know that.
He obviously doesn't wear his backpack around being like, I hope I touch another butt with my backpack.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. But if I walk by and my hand brushes on a woman's behind, does she have no right to be mad at me? If I'm wearing a backpack and I'm walking around rubbing it on women's butts, she's not allowed to get mad at me.
You clearly have a problem.
Yeah, I know. I know. That would be an
problem.
extremely weird situation.
It would be very strange.
According to your logic,
you're shopping for backpacks, going, these would probably rub against butts a lot better than these red ones.
The new loophole is wear a backpack when you're molesting people.
Weird.
Yeah. No, but my point is, the kid did touch her butt, so you shouldn't shame the woman for wanting to get to the bottom of it. And
you know what? In my opinion, I disagree. These are just crazy women that aren't getting any satisfaction in their lives, that need some excitement, so they need to cause problems.
So you think women that are groped shouldn't speak up?
No, that's a different story.
That's exactly what happened.
Groping is like when a hand...
She didn't know what happened. All she knew was this kid walked behind her and her butt was touched.
This is true.
So she said, we have a problem
She should have
here.
retracted, or whatever you call it, her statement after she saw that it was just some little kid with his backpack. Some little kid.
He still touched her, though.
Yeah.
Why retract your statement? She wasn't wrong. She did get
if she touched. Any grown-up's going to go, it was just a little kid. It was an accident. My bad. No.
See, after she saw the video, she could know that.
Right.
But she didn't see the video until the news posted it saying she was racist, going after the black kid.
Well, I've had little kids brush their backpacks against my butt before, and I didn't get upset about it.
Well, yeah, because men don't care when
saw quick enough that that's a little kid.
No,
it's not some pervert.
When you say I walk by a man and accidentally touch his butt, we're not going to say anything about it. We're going to keep continuing on, right?
You're going to probably look and see it was a man.
Women aren't mentally strong enough to handle that. If you walk by and accidentally touch a woman's butt, she can get trauma from that.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's why men are totally different than women. So you can't even say anything like that. If a woman's butt is touched, she can be traumatized.
If you're saying all men don't get upset when their butt's touched, that's wrong, because there's a great majority of them that probably don't want their butt touched.
Well, maybe the sissy men, the men who have emotional issues.
There's probably another percentage of people that do want their butt touched, as opposed to the people that don't. Nobody knows what anyone wants, but we know one thing that's clear, Reactor. There are some crazy people calling the cops for no reason.
No. I disagree.
Okay, well, we'll just have to
There's
disagree.
never a bad reason to call the police. There's never a wrong reason to call the police, ever.
Oh.
If you want to prank call the police, well, you're an idiot, and you should let the police know that.
Wait, you can prank call the police?
Yeah, you call 911, and then, I don't know, make up a
People
situation.
probably do that a lot.
Make up a scenario.
Right.
All right, so this is the situation. There's like 6 dudes. They're like positioned outside my house. I don't know what to do.
Maybe 8.
No, anyway, yeah. Just prank calling the police. Is your refrigerator running? Yeah, that'll be a good one. Won't go to jail for that. But anyway, do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Well, that's it. That's it for what I have to say. Basically, we shouldn't shame this woman for calling the police. This is stupid. They're trying to make this a racist article. This is racism. This is actually racism. Racism isn't a woman calling the police. Racism is writing an article about it, telling everyone it was a white woman. Oh, and black father. That's literally racism. They're adding the race to the article, even though it doesn't need to be there.
I agree. Doesn't need to be there.
Yeah. But that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Should white people be allowed to call the police on black people? What do you think? Let us know. And check out the link in the description, or the Patreon link in the description if you want to help us on Patreon. Thanks for watching and all that stuff.